Okay, I'm doing a video tutorial on how to make coconut milk. I'm going to show you how to pick your coconuts, what kind to use, and how to open them, and also how to make the milk. The milk I make is actually much creamier than what you would normally get. It's a lot better than anything you get in a can. And I don't just use regular water like most people, so I'll show you how to use the actual coconut water to make it, which will make it much more coconutty and very much more flavorful, a lot thicker. You won't need any type of sweeteners or anything added to it. So, okay, first thing you need to do is get your coconuts. All right. So what I like to do is I go to the store, and you can see these three black dots on your coconuts. What I like to do is I inspect them and make sure that there is no mildew or anything on them. Also, you want to shake it, make sure it's got some water in it, and also feel the weight of it. That way you know you got plenty of water, and chances are it's a good coconut. Also, we have the young Thai coconuts. So what you want to do is when you pick them up, alright, you're going to look around them, make sure there's no mildew anywhere. And you can smell them. If they start smelling like yeast, then you know it's probably not any good. And these will become wrapped up in plastic. So the first thing I'm going to show you is how to extract the water from one of these. There's a couple ways you can do it. You can crack it open, then pour it out. I don't like to do that. I prefer to take the water out before I get to that point. So what I'll do is I'll take a screwdriver, a nice clean one, no rust or anything like that on there. And on these three holes, one of these is going to be soft. So what I want to do is locate the soft one. That one there is nice and soft. So now I just make a decision whichever one I want to hit through with a hammer. So what you'll need for this is a screwdriver and a hammer. I'm just using a rubber mallet. Just give it some nice little taps in there. It doesn't take much, it's not very hard. I'll bore out the hole just a little bit. Then I'll just push through onto that soft one, bore that hole out a little bit. And now, pour the water. Here's what I've got. I got that much coconut milk, or water, I'm sorry, out of one coconut. I always like to do a little taste test, just to get a sip, just to make sure it's good, everything's all good. If this is no good, then the inside of your coconut's not going to be any good. Alright, so to open these, what you need, well, you don't need this specifically, but this would definitely help. So if you can get one of these, with the three things is always good, because you know when you're hitting with it, you don't want to bust the that part off the cleaver there. So anyway, the way to open these, you do not hit it this way, okay? Don't hit it along with the lines. What you want to do is you actually want to hit it along, like, say, the horizon of it, okay? So when you're doing this also, don't set it down on something. You want to hold it in your hand. Now you could use a hammer or some sort of metal thing, something, as long as you use the edge you hit it with, and you can easily crack these things. Alright, so I'll do it for the camera. Now I like to hit it and go around in a circle with it. This one's pretty hard, but it's starting to crack now. So just like that, split it right in half. Make sure that there's no like yeast or anything on the inside. Alright, and then I like to, oops. Now also when you're hitting it, make sure you use the back edge. Do not use the front, because you will damage your blade. Sometimes you can get lucky, and when you hit it the way I just did, the whole thing will just be able to pop right out. Unfortunately, that's not the case for this one. So, I'll show you how to get it out the other way. What you need is a butter knife. You do not need any special tools. You do not need a sharp knife. You don't. And yeah, a lot of people try to use something sharp and something fancy. You don't need it. Just a simple butter knife. You go ahead and just wedge it down inside like that. Run it along. And you'll be able to take the whole meat out. Okay. And what you do with this meat is you wash it off. I like to wash both sides. You can remove this. I don't like to do that. Okay, so that's how you do that. And then I'm going to cut it up and I'm going to put it in the blender. For right now, what I'm going to do is show you how to open the young Thai coconuts. Let me reposition this. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my cleaver and I'm going to cut down and around off of this point. Just to clean off some of this. Now this stuff is all biodegradable too. What I like to do is I save everything from all of these and I put them into my compost pile. Alright, so now when you're doing this, you are going to use the blade end on this part, and what you're going to do is you're going to crack, you're just going to use the bottom part to crack it open. I like to crack open a big circle if I can. The bigger, the better. Alright, so you just pry that up. Now for this, whoops, what I like to do is get some sort of bowl or something that I can just pour it into. So you actually get quite a bit of water because these things are just full of water. So what I'll do is I'll put that into the cup just to show you the dip. As you can see from the old coconut, from the young Thai coconut. I like to take a sip of this just to check that, make sure that's not full of yeast as well. Alright, so then to get the meat out of the young coconut, what you can do is use a spoon, or if you have a like a fruit thing, a fruit scoop, you can get them rather cheap, but just a spoon will work. So now what I'm going to do is I'll show you on this one to scoop this out. Just go around. Scrape the meat out. Very simple. Okay. And then once you get the this cleaned up, chop it up into little fine pieces, and then I'll show you what to do with it from there. So, okay, I'm back. What I've done is I've chopped everything up, and I've made 2 bowls of this, which has all the little chopped up pieces of the coconut. Now what I need to do at this point is to blend it all up into a blender, so I'll show you that. Everything into there. Then I'll take some of that water, I'll add it to it. It's going to take quite a while for my blender to blend this up because it's not the best blender, but you want to blend it up really, really fine. And once I am done blending it up, then I'll come back on. Okay, so I'm back. I just blended it up. What I'm going to do is use a strainer and a bowl. What you want to do is pour it into the strainer. You'll see some of it's going to come out, but it's very thick. It's full of the coconut. So what you actually need to do is you need to make sure you wash your hands first. Just work out the milk from the coconut. It's like this. What I like to do is just keep grabbing a handful and squeezing it. Once I get it down to the point where it starts drying up a little bit, I will use a hand cranked juicer for wheatgrass and stuff like that, which will help me get out the rest of the milk. What you can do is use some cheesecloth. You can just put it in that, wrap it up, do small bits at a time, and squeeze it out with that. Try not to squeeze too fast, stuff likes to squirt. Alright, so now I'm on the last part of my video. What I'm doing is showing you the coconut milk that I just made. So I've got that. What I can do is I can actually just take this, put it in the bottom of the fridge, and let it get cold after how many other hours. Best thing to do, just let it set overnight. Put it in there, and you'll get a real super thick cream go across the top, and you can use that for baking and whipped cream. You can do whatever you want to do with that. Personally, I don't. I just use the coconut milk as it is. This is actually really thick. I'll pour some in here to show you. I don't know how well it'll be on video, but it's a very nice, thick, super creamy coconut milk. Alright, now when you, after you do what I showed you, which straining it, what you need to do is you're going to have to do that like at least 2 more times. So you want to get something else, you're going to strain it back through that because there's going to be a lot of stuff that made it through, and then you do it 1 more time just to make sure you get all the stuff out of there, and then it'll be good. So I hope you enjoyed my video, and enjoy your coconut milk.